Hello, my people. Thank you for stopping in. You know, you make me so happy when you choose me. If no other time I'm happy when I'm chosen, this is one time that I'm happy when I'm chosen. But listen, I have to tell you something. But before I do so, I must issue my disclaimer. I don't know these people. I have absolutely nothing against these people. I mean absolutely no ill intent by my commentary. It is all lighthearted. However, it is no longer a private matter when people speak of their private issues or their personal issues publicly. With that said, here goes my opinion. All right, now listen. I'm not sure if you are privy to this, but I saw a podcast yesterday. And on this podcast, the lovely Dwayne Wade expressed his desire as a child to wear his sister's clothing and to paint his nails. Here's what he said. Dwayne Wade confesses trying to put on sister's clothes and doing what they did with reference to his child, Zaya. Now remember a few videos down, I did something on his daughter, who was formerly his son, Zion, who's now Zaya, and her kissing and snuggling with her partner on Instagram. Now, somehow when Dwayne Wade made that revelation, I wasn't too surprised. I don't know why, but I really wasn't too surprised. He also stated that he simply wanted to do what the girls were doing, which in my mind, it felt like he was defending Zaya's choices. My opinion, I just felt like, he was trying to justify why things were the way they were, because he's been receiving a lot of backlash after those photographs were posted. But this is very revealing, and if you were to look into this thing a bit deeper and not be too with the judgment, this statement spoke volumes. Listen to me. He was very comfortable expressing and revealing this. He could have kept it to himself, because I don't know if there are pictures of him dressed in his sister's clothes. I don't think so. But he could have kept it to himself, and no one would have known. But he decided to reveal this, which tells me that he was comfortable revealing it to the world, because he knows that just coming off of what happened over the Easter weekend, he would be judged there again. He somehow also believes this is normal behavior. In our culture, I remember hearing people say, oh, they'll grow out of it. Do you remember that? Yes, they would say you might be a certain way and express certain tendencies that might not be favorable to your parents or grandparents or your aunts and uncles. And you would hear people say, oh, no, that's it. That's all right. They'll grow out of it. Well, I do believe it's something like that, like that is what he was trying to say. Now, I've always had questions about some black men and their self-deprecation and self-emasculation, because they complain about being emasculated and all these things. But then when you look at them and sometimes you check out their attire and their mannerisms, it begs the question, who are you? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you want to be? It makes you wonder. It gives you pause. Things that were once taboo are now viewed in the black community as normal. Again, this is my opinion. And because you have a different opinion to someone does not mean that you're really opposing it or you don't like them. I just have my opinion. If we were all to think the same way, this world would be a very boring place. So this is just my opinion. I've stated in a previous video that I do believe that this is more of it's not only a spiritual disconnect, but also a metaphysical disconnect. Because if you're not sure of your purpose, these things are going to happen. Again, my opinion, everybody choose what they want, choose which side you want to be on. I am not here to police anyone, but this is my opinion. And in the black community, things are just happening, and there's a sudden proliferation of these kinds of revelations, and people are feeling so comfortable saying these things. And I'm not saying that people should hide who they are, but is this really you? Is this really you? Or is there some other force at work here? I may sound a bit mystical and whatever, but it is just how my mind works. This thing cannot just happen so suddenly, naturally. Maybe, maybe not. But it makes me think that there's something else at work here. Even though in some cases, it does feel like people would have bottled up who they really are, bottled up their real emotions, and they're now feeling free and encouraged to reveal who they are, you know? However, if we're going to stay true to ourselves, in the 50s and 60s, there were some of these very behaviors being exhibited by people, and people would paint their nails, wear dresses. These stars and these popular people, they acted in the same manner. The difference is it's the same product, but it's being packaged and labeled a different way. The color of the packaging is different, but the product is the same. Anyway, in my mind, Dwayne Wade's admission somewhat vindicates Gabrielle Union, because people paint this woman as the modern day Delilah. It was her fault. Everybody wants to, be a fairy and smell sunflowers. Sometimes the things that you look at are not the things you should be blamed. That should be blamed. I believe there are dynamics to every relationship. That's fact. And roles are organic or assigned. Either you know your role or roles are assigned to you. As human beings, we are adaptable. So that is how it works. Whatever works for you. What works for you, that's what happens in a relationship. What may work for you might not work for someone else. So with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, they both have a clear understanding, in my opinion, of the roles they should play. And maybe it seems as though Gabrielle Union takes the lead. And I remember reading something at one point where he said that he prefers for her to take the leading role. He's comfortable with that. It is clear, being an outsider, that it is fine how the roles are in the relationship. Listen, human beings are very deceptive by nature. I knew this guy who told me that he likes his nails being done at the nail technician. But listen to what he wanted and what he used to get done. He liked when they would, he said he liked how they trimmed his cuticles. So I said, you have to go to the nail technician to get your cuticles trimmed? You can do it yourself. He said, no, he likes to go to the nail technician to get them done. And he does that every 2 weeks. Now, this man doesn't even have a car. He doesn't even have an apartment. He has a roommate. And he thinks that's priority. That's important to him. Supposedly, this guy is a whole heterosexual male. So you see, it's all about, for him, the aesthetics is what is important. And that's what he prioritizes. Nothing else matters. He doesn't care if he has to take money out of those things that we may deem important. He has to get his nails done, people. Listen, some black men complain ad nauseum that it's because of the black woman and her, what do you call it, masculine energy, that they feel ostracized and they feel emasculated and so on and oppressed. But still they want to be called sunshine. So tell me, what do you really want? It's confusing. I don't get it. It is so confusing. So I rest my case. Listen, I want to say one thing before I go. Black men, we hear you. Your tenacity and bravery does not go unnoticed. Welcome. All right, stay safe and be self-aware. See you in the next one.